Hello everyone, welcome to this session, and I'm going to take you through the concept of supply. Allow me to share my screen. Can you see anything? Is it visible? Yes, any response? Okay, mute yourself please, thank you. Okay, is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, let me start. Let's go direct to definition of. Okay, thank you. Mute yourself please, thank you. Let's go to definition of supply. Supply is a fundamental economic concept that describes the total amount of a specific good or service that is available to customers or consumers. It can also refer to the quantity of goods a producer is willing and able to sell at a specific price. This is that quantity that the producer has produced and is willing to offer to the customers. Is that understood? Yes, anyone? Is that understood?
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you. Please mute yourself, please. Thank you. Let's go to determinants of supply. Number one, we have cost of inputs. This is the cost of supplies needed to produce a good. As costs of supplies or input increases, the supply decreases. And when the cost decrease, the supply increase. When the cost of materials, raw materials increases, this will mean that the supplier will supply less. Let's go to number two, which is technology. Addition of technology will increase production and hence supply will increase. This means that when you apply technology to your production process, your productivity will be high. And this will mean that the supplier will produce more and also offer more to the customers. Let's go to number three, which is number of sellers. If number of sellers increases, supply will also increase. And if the number of sellers decrease, supply will also decrease. Let's go to number four, taxes and subsidies. If taxes increase, supply will decrease. And also, if taxes decrease, supply will increase. For the subsidies, if they increase, supply will increase. And if they decrease, supply will also decrease. Now, to number five, we have expectations. If producers expect prices to increase, they will have to supply more, or the supply will increase for them to get more profit. If there is no expectation of rising prices, the supply will decrease. Number six, we have productivity. This is the amount of work done or goods produced. As productivity increases, supply increases also. And as it decreases, supply will also decrease. To number seven, we have prices of related goods. Refer to the fact that the prices of substitutes and complementary goods also affect the supply of a product. For example, If the price of wheat increases, then farmers would tend to grow more wheat than needed. This would decrease the supply of rice in the market. Number 8. Transport conditions refer to the fact that better transport facilities increase the supply of products. Transport is always a constraint to the supply of products as the products are not available on time due to poor transport facilities. Okay, with that said, let's go to the law of supply. The law of supply is the microeconomic law that states that all factors being equal, as the price of a good or service increases, the quantity of goods or service that suppliers offer will increase. This means that the suppliers will be willing to produce and offer more goods when the prices are higher, and they will offer less when there is decrease in price. Now let's try to understand this law of supply using a supply curve. The chart below depicts the law of supply using a supply curve, which is upward sloping. This means that when the price is P3, the supplier is able to offer quantity 3. And when the price rises from P3 to P2, the supplier will offer Q2. So that is the implication of when the price rises, the quantity of supply will increase. Okay, let's go to the assumptions underlying the law of supply. Input costs remain unchanged. For the law of supply to apply, the input costs should remain unchanged. Number 2, no anticipation of prices by the sellers. Anticipation regarding the future price movement may cause changes in the supply of the commodities. If there are expectations about price increment, then the sellers may follow wait and watch policy and manage their supply accordingly. Okay, the other one is price of related goods is constant. Any change in price of the related goods can affect the supply. So for the law to apply, the prices of related goods should remain constant or unchanged. Let's go to government policies are unchanged. For this law to apply also, the government policies should not change. They should remain constant. With that said, let's go to the summary of our lesson. We have talked about definition of supply, and we have said that supply is the quantity of goods or service that the supplier is able to offer, is willing and able to offer to the consumers, or the good or service that is available to consumers. We have also talked about determinants of supply, of which you have said one is the price, and you have seen that using a chart where we have said that when the price of a good rises or increases, the quantity supplied will also increase. We have talked of cost of inputs, whereby we have said that when the cost of inputs increases, the supplier or the producer will produce less and also offer less to the consumers. The other one, we have talked of technology, whereby when there is technology applied in production, the supplier will produce more and also offer more to the consumers. We have also talked about the law of supply, whereby we have said it states that when all the other factors are constant, the increase in price will lead to increase in supply. The last objective was assumptions of the law of supply, whereby we have said price of related goods should remain constant for this law to apply. Government policies will also or should also remain unchanged. The other one, the inputs costs should remain unchanged. With all that said, I thank you for your participation. Thank you.